Lodged deep within the fabric that holds the Nigerian society together in times of emergency is an agency. It serves as a thread that pieces torn parts together and helps people get on with their lives. Whether it be man-made or natural disasters, the National Emergency Management Agency is that agency that rescues and responds to people in times of need. On this edition of The Package, we continue with the activities of the officials of the Northeast Zonal Office of NEMA. These are the men and women who have been on ground to respond to victims of the insurgency in that part of the country. Ever since the declaration of a state of emergency, they have on a daily basis been involved in coordinating the distribution of relief materials as provided by the federal government. This is to ameliorate the plight of the people. Whether it be provision of water where it is needed, medical supplies or even food items and beddings, NEMA has been more than a shoulder to lean on for the people of Borno, Yobe and Adamawa. On this day, they are being led by the Northeast Zonal Officer, Mohammed Kana, on a visit to the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. Not content with providing relief material to those affected by attacks from the insurgent group, they are checking on those receiving treatment from injuries sustained from the attack. One of the consultants with the hospital is on hand to receive the team. He tells them that the medical staff have been working round the clock to give treatment to those brought in. He gives a clearer picture of the number of those receiving treatment and the degree of injury sustained.
What we had here was 10 corpses. 6 were completely burned beyond cognition. 4 were easily identifiable. All of them had been buried. And then 4 patients. Among the 4 patients, 1 was referred to Nazarene Airport. So we have about 3 patients. I think they are still in the and they had different kind of injuries. One was fracture of the upper arm. The other one was fracture of the leg thigh. And the other one, I think, some bullet entry into the abdomen. I think 2 of them were taken to the theaters, while the other one was managed properly.
During our assessment, combined both the patient and then the place where the incident took place and the hospital itself. Because directly there is something that probably your predicaments attaining issues of disaster.
Yes.
So we want to combine them together, apart from visiting the office. If anything, NEMA will come here to assist. So actually, in fact, this meeting was specifically directed that I should come and visit the patient and then the hospital itself. We have already done that.
For NEMA officials, this visit round the ward serves 2 purposes. 1, it helps to give the people a sense of solidarity that government will not abandon them in their times of need. More importantly, it provides critical information needed for effective planning. The agency can better have an idea of fatalities, injuries sustained, their degrees and what is needed in terms of rehabilitating the injured. The visit over, it was time to once again do what the men of the National Emergency Management Agency have become well known for. This is the second time in weeks that the NEMA team is visiting the people of Kauri in Kondoga local government. On the last occasion, the people requested the agency to carry out direct distribution of the relief materials to them, as it was its tradition in other parts of the state. That request is what these trailer loads of relief materials are here to oblige. Slowly but steadily, they drive into the community. Men of the Joint Task Force are on standby to ensure that the operation meets with no hitches. The people of the area have come out in their numbers to receive the relief items. There are food items, beddings, mattresses, buckets, and other essentials. But on this occasion, someone who represents the people of Borno Central at the Senate is also on ground to observe the distribution exercise and ensure things go on smoothly. Accompanying the NEMA North Zonal Officer and his team is Senator Ahmed Zanna.
On behalf of the Director General, the National Emergency Management Agency, as you know, you people remember we were here some weeks ago when the unfortunate incident happened at this village, Kauri. We wanted to give you your relief material as requested by distinguished Senator, but you protest that we have to bring this material down and make direct distribution as we used to do in other places. And fortunately enough, the distinguished Senator himself have to come himself to make this distribution directly to you.
Is to distribute the goods that federal government allocated to this particular village, where these unfortunate incident took place 2 weeks ago. So we want to give them relief for the meantime, so that before something good will come to them. So this is my objective.
The Senator's identification with his people is a reflection of a gesture that has come to characterize the National Emergency Management Agency following the insurgency in the northeast part of the country. But more importantly, this is but a show of how much importance the federal government attaches to the life of every citizen of this great country. As tasking as the fight against insurgency is in these parts of the country, government is not leaving out the people who have been either displaced or injured as a result of the offensive. One recalls that in previous packages, we highlighted NEMA relief efforts in parts of Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states. Even contiguous states like Gombe and Bauchi, they have had to accommodate those fleeing from attacks at certain points in the fight against insurgency, benefited from the relief distribution exercise.
This exercise will continue as long as it is desired. We are confronted with humanitarian challenges, and then we have also mobilized to be able to brace up to the challenges. Therefore, this effort will continue, and we will even intensify in making sure that the relief intervention gets to the nook and cranny of all the segments of the society, especially those 3 affected states. And in fact, we are even going beyond the states that the emergency was declared. We are also, assisting the effort of Gombe State Government and Bauchi State Government to ensure that those people who have decided to flee to the neighboring states are being also taken care of. Currently, Gombe State and Bauchi State are doing a lot in taking care of some of the displaced persons that have settled in their state, and we are also supporting their effort.
While the team at Kauri are carrying on with the distribution efforts, another is busy at Ajilari, also in Borno State. Their task is to cordon the area and carry out assessment of the extent of damage caused following a bomb blast in that area. There is a large crowd of onlookers who have come to observe proceedings. Like every other Nigerian, they are saddened by the destruction caused by the dastardly acts of the insurgents. For these and other Nigerians affected by the acts of terrorism in the northeast, there is assurance from the highest officers in the land.
If the security people have not been working hard, I don't think we'll have been moving freely in Abuja. So they've been able to push this to almost at the fringes. Though not too long ago, they came out close to around Maiduguri, and of course when they attacked the helicopters and so on. Well, that was the incident that so that they came quite close. But otherwise, it has been happening in the communities, in the mountainous areas, the border between Cameroon. That's why you read from the papers where they come and attack, they run back to Cameroon. So we're working with the Cameroonian authorities. We're also changing our tactics, getting more things.
Bama is one of the areas that has had its share of attacks ever since the offensive against insurgency began. The once thriving community has been making the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Displaced by the attacks, which oftentimes leave a lot of casualties, the people of Bama have been crying out for relief. NEMA officials in the Northeast Zone are the relief providers. Courtesy the federal government and under the direction of NEMA Director General Muhammad Sani Sidi, the relief provided a source of succor to the people. NEMA's North Zonal Coordinator Muhammad Kana and the Senator representing Borno Central are on ground to distribute the materials. Men and women line up in separate rows, each of the rows stretching far. The atmosphere is one of anticipation. Rowdy at times, there are those who are worried that the materials may not get to them. They shove others impatiently, but the NEMA officials are on standby to ensure a certain level of compliance. A few announcements are made explaining how the distribution will be carried out. The elderly and nursing mothers are given preference in the order of distribution. There may not be much, but on this day, succor has come and the people can heave a sigh of relief. From the point of view of outsiders and perhaps critics, this may not be much. Those who have been following the efforts of the agency since the onset of the declaration of the state of emergency, however, know that the relief items have great impact on the lives of the people. One man who knows this is the senator representing the people of Borno Central, Senator Ahmed Zanna, who is full of praises for the efforts of the federal government in providing relief to the people. He assures the people that government is not in any way neglecting the people. As a further testimony, he promises legislative backing towards bringing about lasting peace in the area.
Very soon, within the next 10 days, I will be able to move a motion in order to alleviate the suffering of the people of Borno Central. Because what had happened is really unfortunate and it's unprecedented in the history of this country, or even in Africa, I can say. Therefore, people have the right to defend. And the activities of the Boko Haram, businesses were not going, and now even the places where they are doing their businesses are being burned down, and even schools were being destroyed. And we need to have a very special allocation for that purpose. And we must persist on that so that the government will really see reason in our efforts, so that our people's problem will at least be alleviated a little. It is not easy to compensate them completely, but at least we are ready to bring down their suffering to a level or to a manageable level.
Before we leave you on this edition of The Package, let's take you through previous intervention efforts of NEMA in the northeast part of the country since the declaration of a state of emergency.
gode Allah da farko madaukakin sarki mun gode gwamnatin Najeriya da ta taimaka mana kan wannan al'amari ubangiji Allah ya daukaka ta Allah ya ba mu zaman lafiya Allah ya ba mu zaman lafiya godiya miki Allah ya albarka Allah kuma ya koda Allah kare mana Allah kare mana ubangiji Allah ya mana
to je kana ka fara gajiya
and the National Emergency Agency hereby present
mutane agaji wanda suka shiga yanayin alfam salamu alaikum ba su Allah ba da lafiya da zaman lafiya kuma Allah gaskiya na gode Allah ta wani wannan abin ana hura wannan da ke gaskiya ba ta wani wannan abin da ya kai tare da tabbatar kuma aka zo da fata alheri mun gode Allah mun gode kwa sai na wanda na wakilci
daga wajen abinci an ba ku ya amfani da shi ne sofin da ke na wannan kaddamar a kasan ku. Bismillah.
a yi farin ciki da wannan taimako da ƙungiyar NEMA ta zo ta mana a ƙarƙashin federal government. Ina farin ciki mun yi godiya Allah ya saka da
ina yi wa NEMA godiya wannan taimako da ta bada. Allah ta faɗi a da ta adadi ana yi. Allah ta zama aiki.